So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. My name is Shivam Gupta and I am the Sergeant at Arms of today's meeting. I would like to welcome you all here in the 350th meeting of the Toastmasters of Delhi, which is being conducted in a completely offline mode. So, the mission of a Toastmaster Club is to provide a mutually supportive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop their self-confidence and communication skills, leadership skills. So, here are some ground rules. Please put your mobile phones on the silent mode. Please avoid talking about sex, politics, and religion. Please support the speaker while speaker is speaking with your warm smile and applause. So let's clap and let's have a great meeting together. Now I would like to hand over the physical stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Sahil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubham. I welcome you all to the 350th meeting of Toastmasters of Delhi, a very special occasion. So, without further ado, let's start with taking the introduction of the guests first who are present here. Your good name? Imran. Please come on stage, introduce yourself, and how did you find our club?
Myself is Imran. My education professional background is IT. Last 10 years, I'm running my business. Education industry, I'm handling most of the time. I'm working in education applications like a school management system and all those working area related to the business, and that's it. Thank you.
Your good name? Ashutosh. Ashish, please.
My name is Ashish. I'm a media professional, currently preparing for my master's. I heard about this place on Google. I was searching for Toastmasters because I've always liked some public speaking and learning these skills. So now I have some time in my hand. So I thought, why not? Let's try it.
We have next your name?
Simon.
Sorry?
Simon.
Simon, please come on.
I'm Simon Ahmed. I'm pursuing PhD in pharmaceutics from Jamia, and I'm come to know about this. One of my friend, he joined with this organization last 3-4 years. So he is a very good earner and good speaker. So that's.
Thank you, Simon. Next, we have your name? Ayushi. Please come on stage and introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Ayushi and I'm a BBA graduate. I'm currently preparing for my master's. Talking about Toastmasters, I came to know about it during my college days. My friends told me about this, and I have attended an online meeting also of Toastmaster, and I really liked the vibe of the group. I liked and I felt that I can learn a lot from this group. So then I thought of visiting the group. So I came last week also, and today also I'm visiting here as a guest.
Thank you, Ayushi. Next, we have Disha. Please.
Hello everyone. So this is my second meeting with this club. So I came to know about this club here only. So we were searching for Toastmaster. So this is like my first Toastmaster experience ever, and right now I'm preparing for my masters. Thank you.
Thank you, Disha. Okay, that were all the guests. And without further ado, we have not one but two special occasions today. I just told you about one, which is the 350th meeting. The second one, I'll not reveal it. I'll invite the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster DTM Shahid, on stage, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahil. Good afternoon, Toastmasters.
each time somebody calls me inquiring about this meeting, they say how many guests will be coming, and it is like it is not my daughter's wedding. I can't tell you. But each time those who come here, they find a number of people, new faces, a number of people here, and it gives me a lot of encouragement to keep joining every weekend to see all these beautiful faces. Now, what is the special occasion today that we are discussing? Sahil said this is our 350th meeting, so what's the big deal about it? We are 350 meeting old, but what else? Today is also our club's 6th anniversary. That means that our clubs was formed 6 years back on the same day, around May 6th of May. Why is an anniversary date important? I mean, if you're married, what you do. Anniversary date is very important. You try to forget it because, for obvious reasons, you have to give some gift or you have to greet them or whatever. How many of you have spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends? Be honest about it. We are Indians. Don't hide it. So I'm still raising my hand, despite the fact that I'm married. Come on, be honest. Whatever happens in Toastmasters will remain in Toastmasters.
Nobody will.
Still not comfortable? Okay, no problem. Anniversaries are special occasions when we discuss, we talk about our life, we retrospect into our life, we understand what is things that we have to do and what are the further things that we want to do. There are sometimes times of resolution and so many things. But in Toastmasters, anniversary means a lot because most of the time these clubs are DIY clubs, that is do-it-yourself clubs. These are clubs where you meet new faces, and sometimes you're not comfortable with joining these new environment again and again. And you feel very uncomfortable. Why do you feel uncomfortable talking to strangers? Number one, there is no motive here. You're not being paid to do it. Right? Because if you say, if I ask you, I'll be paying you to meet 5 strangers, you'll immediately do it. But there is no motive. Number two, you always feel that somebody will judge you. That is why you're not revealing your girlfriends and boyfriends. But trust me, I have a girlfriend. Despite the fact that I'm married, having a girlfriend is not a taboo. A girl is a girl and she's my friend. Lavina is a friend and she's a girl. So can I not call her girlfriend? Yes, I can. Why make a big deal out of it when you say I have a girlfriend? Anyways. Third point, why Toastmasters Club do not survive is sometimes we feel that we are not getting enough learning here. Why that happens? Just before the meeting, we were talking about something of time management. The meeting is supposed to start at 3 o'clock. Most of the time starts at 3:30. And most of the time, the charming ladies of the club are not the only ones to blame. We, the baldies, who do not even have to use some comb on their hair, do come late. So it's very common. Again, we feel that it's our daughter's wedding. If I take time to come early, otherwise we'll have to just poke around and see what is cooking and what is not. Or maybe the host will ask us to do some jokes. We avoid coming to meetings. It becomes a trend. In Delhi Walas, it is a very common thing not to come to events on time, right? So what is the next step to avoid that? The next step to avoid that is we give a time that is half an hour early. Now people have started coming to that station also. They know now this is a trick. They again decide now you come 1 hour early. So it happens and happens and happens. But my friends, since we were born and sent to school in nursery, what was happening to us? All of you must have paid fine in school for coming late, or your parents must have paid it. We are all being prepared for a 9 to 5 job. Don't you think so? Right from the moment we are entered into the nursery admissions, we are asked to get up on time, reach a place on time, and do things on time. We don't have our own time, and then we say we don't have time, right? Because we are being trained for that. How many of you have thought that when is your brain sharpest? Tell me. How many of you have your sharpest memories in the day when you are very creative, especially early morning? Miraj says early morning, for me, night, for me before go to bed. And how many of you have the most sharpened and creative brain when you're sitting in the WC? Don't ask me what is the WC. That is the most sharp time. Creativity comes out of both places. It happens that you are when you are with yourself. That is the best time when you are creative. That is the best time when you are sharp. But in a 9 to 5 job or in a 9 to 5 learning, what happens? You're not sharp. You are just following a routine. And then now we have started blaming the AI for stealing our jobs. Because AI has been programmed to do what we were being programmed to do, and we did not accomplish that. So AI is taking over. AI does not sleep. AI does not eat. AI is trying to get emotions. The day AI gets emotions, they might take us over. They might steal our girlfriends. Previously, they've been stealing our job because they're disciplined. Now, if they get emotions, they'll be more sharp. They'll know what to do. They know the girl's attitude or the boy's attitude, and they might steal your job. So they are working on it. And we are not working on it, on ourselves. We are more inclined to learn what the teacher tells us, what the trainer tells us, or whatever the parents tell us, and finally the husband tells us, the wife tells us, the girlfriend tells us, the boyfriend tells us. Somebody has to tell us something to do, but we do not do it ourselves. We are not a DIY culture people. Your AI is evolving. They have been fed into something, and on the basis of those algorithms, those feedings they are evolving. They know whatever they have learned in 2021. If they are given enough time, they'll analyze what is going to happen 9 years after because they will understand the pattern. But we are not understanding the pattern. Now, let me come to this point. Life is all about patterns. Our patterns define our behavior. Our behavior defines our habits. And our habits lead to the lifestyle that we live. Am I making sense of this? What are the patterns that we are following in life? How many of you have a pattern in life? What is your pattern in life?
I do a lot of things at the same time. I try to multitask and I overwhelm myself. And then what follows is a burnout and then a breakdown.
So that is your pattern. You have defined your pattern. You have defined what happens, what is the outcome. How are you able to work on it? How are you able to improve on it? You try to change your pattern.
I try to be focused and try to do one thing at a time, but it's never one thing at a time. Like, if I'm just studying one subject, in that also I try to find like two MCQ and answer like together. So yeah, I'm evolving
So,
every day.
did you notice something in her Wabias? Did you notice something?
He is doing
Notice what she
multiple
said.
things in the one time. She is doing multiple things in the one time.
That is a judgment. Okay, that is again a judgment. I'm asking you, what did you notice? What did you actually note? There is a judgment and there is something that you are observing. What did you observe? You did not observe that each time she's saying something, she's saying, I'm trying. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to do this, and I'm not achieving it. This is a pattern that is not bringing her out of her zone in which she's just trying to do it. She has never made up her mind that I will do it. this one reframe of word that I will do this will change her whole pattern. This is what pattern is all about. She has no fear of missing out. She has no fear of what do you call multiple tasking. She has no fear of that. She thinks that she can do it. She's young enough to do it.
But
She has got the energy. She is willing to do it, but she's not able to achieve it because she's trying on all those things. At the moment she says, I will do it, it will happen. I'll tell you an interesting story. I'm a person who reflects on my own doings. My son went to a client and he studied that client. He's an architect. He studied that client and said, Papa, this client wants a contractor and not my services. I'm an architect. I can't give him the services. And you go there as a contractor and give them the service they need. I said, okay, I'll do it. I went there, I presented my report, I presented my project to them. They took 2 or more other projects. They were very difficult projects. Very difficult projects. I started from October. Till January, they did not give me the project. The project escalated by 5% in cost. On January, they passed the project and they said, okay, you do it. The project was supposed to take only 30 days. This project is still 5 months and I'm still on the project. I lost money on it, I lost time on it, it's not working. What was the mistake that I made? I did not understand their practice. Yes, you want to say something? I should not have.
Taken that flight, like this whole now, like 5 months selecting.
That is why I should not have taken it. Coffee paid for some anyways. It's not your client. Client is the client. You need to work on it no matter what. No matter what is your condition, no matter what are your resources. You have to do that homework and then still have a client in your team. If you don't do that, you have a mouth to feed. And then it will come.
5 months will probably lost.
I did not lose anything. The client lost. They procrastinated on the project. I was ready to do it. Paying in advance. Okay. So for 5 months, I'm still working with them. But why this behavior happened, why this all thing happened, is the point is that I did not understand their pattern. I was talking to one person there, and when I signed the contract, there were 5 decision makers there. I did not know that. And once those 5 decision makers came to me, I could not understand their behavior, their decision making powers, who were they connecting with. So what I missed is that I was not able to understand their patterns. I was not able to understand. I plunged into the problem. So you need to understand the pattern, the behavior of a person. Before the behavior, the pattern. So you are defining, when I'm talking to Ayushi, you're saying, what did you observe? You said, she's an woman. You are judging it. First you have to observe, then you have to analyze, and then you have the right to judge. That is the last thing. We jump into the first thing first. That is why strangers do not gel with people. We always take people at what we mirror ourselves to. We always judge people because we are judging ourselves. Why is she into multitasking? She's hardly 20. Why is she into multitasking? I don't know. Her mom is after her to do something. Her dad is after her to do something. Her siblings are after her to do something. And they are all coming from different backgrounds. They are all giving her different things. Correct me if I'm wrong. She has a lot of peer pressure. She is into BBA, a very competitive study. She is into a lot of pressure. She has been after Toastmasters for the last 1 year. She is coming all the way from Chhatarpur. Right? Now you have shifted somewhere else.
I just attended the online meeting.
You connected the online meeting, but you live in Chhatarpur. So she's coming all the way from Chhatarpur. She was almost ready to join Toastmasters when she found out that okay, we are going offline, but she decided not to because Chhatarpur was a little far off from her. I understood her pattern. I did not delete the chat. I normally delete the chats of guests I have a word with, and even I remove them from the list. I understood her pattern. I decided to give her time. And today she is here after 2 meetings. And today when she leaves the meeting, she is going to be a Toastmaster with a friend. The pattern here is that you let the person stay in that environment, observe the person, and then generate the meeting. So much for all this gyan. Let's come to the meeting point. Any Toastmasters meeting has three areas. The first area is the prepared speeches. The second area is the impromptu speeches, and the third area is the evaluation. That is the soul of any Toastmasters. In the first session, in the prepared speeches, we will have members who are registered members delivering speeches on a particular subject, on a particular level, and on a particular objective. Speeches are timed. They are from 4 to 6 minutes or 5 to 7 minutes or maybe more. They are timed. And they are objective specific. In the table topic session, that is the evaluation session, the table topic master session or the impromptu session, we encourage people, members who have not taken part or guests to come on stage and fight their first fear of public speaking. In the third session, we have the feedback, that is the evaluation. This is the registered kind of trademark of Toastmasters, where we give feedback in a positive environment. We encourage people on what they have done, and then we recommend them on things that they can improve on. And how do they improve on? This is how it works. So for the last part, that is the general evaluation, today I'm going to call on stage our general evaluator Toastmaster Lavina to introduce the objectives and her team. Toastmaster Lavina.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster today. It is not the mountains we conquer that matter. What matters is whether we conquer ourselves. In keeping with that theme of the 350th meeting of Toastmasters, that was my contribution to inspiring all of you. As the general evaluator today, my role is to evaluate the meeting, certain role players, and to evaluate all of you, the audience. I will look at the energy of the group. I will see whether all of you are engaged and whether all of you are taking the maximum out of this meeting possible. I have a team here to help me. Let me introduce them. First, we have the active listener, Toastmaster Sahib.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. Now, the name active listener is quite self-explanatory. I'll be the active listener, and I hope you all are also listening actively. So I'll note down a few questions from the speeches or from the roles that people come and play here. And I will then, in the last part of the meeting, ask you those questions. I hope you all listen minutely and answer all those questions. And for the rewards, we will have some goodies later. And that's it. Thank you, and back to you.
The second team member is the R counter. For the R counter, I invite Toastmaster Archana.
I am Toastmaster Archana, and I'll be noticing while you will be speaking here, whenever you will use the filler words like aha, so, etc. So, thank you.
Third, we have the timer, Toastmaster Chef.
Hi, my name is Seth, and today I'm the Toastmaster. I'm camera of the day. I'm responsible to keep track of the time taken by various speakers and award players. Typically prepared in time for 5 to 7 minutes. I will show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. And also for table topics, each speaker is required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. And speech evaluators are allotted 2 and 3 minutes for evaluation. So I will submit my report after. Thank you.
Lastly, we have the grammarian, Toastmaster Hassan.
Thank you, Miss Lavina, Toastmaster Lavina. Good afternoon, everyone, and dear guest. Today, I am grammarian or language evaluator. So I shall note down the uses of good uses and bad uses of the language, and I also, as well as I'll keep it mind in grammatical errors made by different speakers or role players, and uses of other language like Hindi should be avoided. If really needed, then speakers should give meaning in English to understand the audience. And I also keep note down the pronunciation mistakes, and I shall also track the number of the time word of the day has been used different speakers and role players. And word of the day is demonstrate. Demonstrate uh, demonstrate means show. Like public speaker demonstrate how to use body language and eye contact. And idioms of the day is once in a blue moon. That means rarely. I call my friends once in a blue moon. And I request everyone to acknowledge the uses of the word of the day and show your thumb like this. And I will submit my report at the end of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brigadier. I encourage all the evaluators to use the CRC pros in their evaluation. Commendation, recommendation, commendation. If you have a recommendation or a feedback for improvement towards the person you are evaluating, sandwich it between two recommendations or two things they have done well. Thank you. That will be all. My team and I will meet you again shortly. The stage is handed over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. Okay, without much ado, let's start with the speakers, the prepared speeches. Today we have three speakers. The first speaker is going to be Hassan. You want to come first? Or shall I call a bit? I need the patterns. Okay, so let's start from 3 to 1 rather than 1 to 3. I'll call on stage Toastmaster Amit, but before I would like to call him on stage, I would like his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sahil, to give us the objectives of the speech of Toastmaster Amit. Sahil.
Thank you, TTM Shahid. Toastmaster Amit will be delivering his Level 1 Project 3, and the purpose of his speech is to deliver a speech, receive feedback, and apply the feedback in the next speech. I wish all the very best to Toastmaster Amit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sahil. Okay. Let me introduce Toastmaster Amit. For those who don't know him yet, he has joined Toastmasters hardly a month back, and he is a CA by profession, very passionate about public speaking. Sometimes you must be wondering what is a person with numbers doing in a public speaking platform. But then that is the beauty of Toastmasters, that we have people from all professions who are keen on improving their public speaking skills. Not just that, they are keen on improving their interpersonal skills. When you are playing with numbers, your brain gets so clogged with numbers that sometimes you forget alphabets. So you need to come to Toastmasters and have to speak up those alphabets. Today, I would like to call upon stage Toastmaster Amit Kumar. Powerful mentalities of an eagle. Powerful mentalities of an eagle, Toastmaster Amit Kumar.
Good afternoon, all the Toastmasters, guests presented in the 350th meeting. My name is Amit Kumar, and today I am going to deliver a speech on the 7 mentalities of an eagle, and why these mentalities, or you say habits, is required. So, if someone wants or asks you which bird you want to be in life, it's either a eagle or a parrot. So mostly people will say parrot is a good kind of bird. You can keep it in your home, and it speaks a lot. But in actually, the powerful bird is an eagle, because eagle is considered as a king of birds. Why? Because parrot talks a lot. God has gifted him a ability to talk much, but a parrot cannot fly high. But a eagle can fly high, but speaks very less. So, what are the some mentalities or habits which eagle made him a king of birds, which you can also adopt in your life, and we as a human being we should adopt from that particular bird to achieving success in our life. The first one is eagle is always fly alone. You never seen a eagle flying with a sparrow, parrot, or pigeon. Either eagle will fly alone, or it will fly with another eagle. So, what is the learning from this mentality? That you should learn to fly high, because when eagle fly, he fly high, and when he flies above the clouds. So, if uh, so you can the learning from this mentality is you can stand alone, you can achieve many things in life, because if you work with some people who are narrow-minded or small-minded people, so they will be a barrier in your success. If you want to achieve uh, some desired result, then you should learn to go alone or fly high. The second mentality of eagle is the vision of eagle. Vision of eagle is very clear and strong. That if the people say that an eagle can see his prey from almost 5 kilometers, and when a eagle sees his prey, set the target, and whatever it is the condition, whether it's a hard or if there is any barrier, it doesn't matter to an eagle. He will hunt and target, and he will achieve the result. If you want, and the learning from this mentality is, if you want to learn, want to achieve anything in life, so the vision must be clear. In that in your case, when sites are explaining, so I think I should say that vision. If your vision is clear and strong, and you have targeted that I want to achieve this particular thing. You are doing BBA. I've done CA almost 10 years back. Recently qualified CIA. How? Because I targeted that I want to achieve this. And in the CIA course is very costly, and you have to pay every time. So when I enrolled, I paid almost INR, in INR 1 lakh rupees. So I decided that I will give only one attempt because if I clear, then I clear. I will not go for the re-attempt this course because it's very costly. So clear vision must be clear and strong. The third one is dead things. An eagle never eat dead things. He always uh, hunt the live things. Live things. He n- never goes for the any uh, anything which is already dead. He always targeted a life. And what is the learning from this mentality? That you should also live in the present. Forget about the past. The past already gone. If you take past in your present, then your present will be impacted and your future will be wasted because you have spent all your energy into the past. So forget your past, live in present, and secure your future. The third quality of eagle is that a eagle loves the storm. When storm cloud gather, other birds hide in their nest, but an eagle embrace the challenges from that particular storm. They that eagle fly high above the cloud with the help of those storms. So the learning from this is you always find the opportunities in the challenges. Whenever there is any challenge is coming or any problem is coming, then find the opportunities, and you can found some great results from that particular challenge. The next is it's saying that the female eagle always remove the soft grasses from their nest. Why? Because being a bird, they also know that if the child of that particular eagle rest in the comfort zone, then they will never be able to fly high. So what that female eagle do, they remove the soft grasses so that the child of that eagle learn to stay out of the comfort zone. The learning from is this: then if you, being a human, if we stay in the comfort zone, then we'll not try something which we can. If we are into the comfort zone, then we cannot achieve the desired result, because if you are in this comfort zone, the lazier you become and your future becomes the most uncomfortable. Then the last and most powerful quality of an eagle is the embracing the painful process. What happens when an eagle becomes an old at the age of about 40? He becomes weak and old. So what eagle decided? They decide to go above the cloud, or I would say they found a spot on the highest of the mountain. Then they have two options: either die or go through the painful process. The painful process is they he has to broke his beak and point into removing talons, the old talons. This process took almost 5 months, and in these 5 months, a eagle took a rebirth, and he lives more 30 years with a more power, because the process is painful, but the result is very strong. And this, the learning from this mentality is that if there is no pain, there is no gain. If you want to gain something, then you have to go through the process, which is involving of pain, sacrifices, hard work, sometimes broken heart, when if you don't desire achieve the desired result. So these are the qualities of an eagle which we should adopt in our day-to-day life. And in conclusion, if you want to be a successful person, whether it's a studies, business, whatever you are doing, then you have to adopt these qualities. Like you have to fly high, you have to stay away from the narrow-minded or small-minded people. You have to challenge yourself. You have to coming out of the comfort zone, and sometimes you have to go through the painful process. And if you achieve this, then be you will found the success in particular thing which you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. Okay, how many of you are inspired with this story? One, two, three, four, five, six. Almost all. How many of you believe that you are still sparrows? So there is a story for sparrows too. Once upon a time, all the birds decided to compete, and they gathered at one big area, and they decided that let's have a flying race. Whoever comes down the last will be the winner. Eagle was sitting there. He said, "Don't even have to race for it. I rise above the clouds, and I will always be the winner." The sparrow was sitting there, and she said, just inside her house, her heart, she said, "I have to give it a try. I have to give it a try. I have to give it a try." And then she said, "I'll do it." The race started. All the birds flew. All those who had no wings, they just did not drop down. earlier, and they kept on soaring in the sky, and as much as was there still, they kept on doing it, and they kept on coming down. At the end, as was predicted, the eagle was the last one. He was still soaring in the sky. And then he looked around and said that all the birds have settled. He decided now he will come down. And he came down and landed on the pedestal and said, "See, I am the winner." They said, "Okay, let's have a head count of all these birds. Let's see if anyone is left." He said, "There is no point in it. Just till you want to count. And they started counting, okay, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Someone said, "Where is the sparrow?" They did not find the sparrow there. He said, "Let's wait for the sparrows." The sparrow has not come. Now Eagle was wondering what has happened. Where is she gone? Just after a few minutes, the sparrow landed. They said, "Where were you? You have become the winner because you are the one who has landed the last." She said, "Actually, what happened is that when I flew off, I saw the eagle soaring in the sky and I started following him. I came very close to him and I felt tired. And since the eagle had long talons and he had them folded behind, I thought as a good opportunity of resting on his talons. So I went and rested on his talons and he kept on flying. And when I was fully rested, I left my resting place and started flying. When the eagle went down, I still had the energy, I kept on flying. Now I'm here. So who is the winner? The one who is smart enough to understand the situation, to utilize the resources that we have. So it is not always the ones who are powerful, made that rock, that will become something. It is us who have the decision making power, the ability, and the will to do something. Can also do it. So even if you are sparrows, you can achieve things. Okay. Coming to the next speech, we have Toastmaster Lavina, whose speech is going to be evaluated by me. Toastmaster Lavina is going to deliver her level 1 speech 4, that is project 4. The objectives of the speech are to select any topic, do research on it, and present a speech outlining the research. The time duration is 5 to 7 minutes. An additional objective will be to check her hand gestures and stage movement. Now, let me tell you something about Toastmaster Lavina. Toastmaster Lavina, if procrastination was to be trademarked, they will name it Toastmaster Lavina. And if perfection is to be trademarked, they will again name it Toastmaster Lavina. So do not think that a procrastinator cannot be a perfectionist. Toastmaster Lavina is a perfectionist to the core. Whatever she does with all her heart. Today her speech is not a prepared speech. She is giving it as a first try. If it goes well, she will understand that how good she is in her impromptu speeches. If it does not go well, she is willing to take the next step to deliver the speech again, which is not normally done by people. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Lavina. Bliss, Toastmaster Lavina.
I invite all of you to close your eyes and just visualize what I'm talking about. Softer than you have ever felt. Below your feet. Cotton or sand. Whiter than the whitest teeth that you've ever seen. Water. Bluer than the bluest turquoise on your mother's necklace. Fish. Pink, green, fluorescent, blue, purple, magenta, violet. All the colors of rainbow and more. Sharks. Stingrays. Do they appear ferocious? They aren't. They are swimming just beside you. And you, in the midst of all this, in the midst of a tropical paradise, swimming your way to bliss. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Maldives, a tropical paradise. I have seen photographs of Maldives, that I'm pretty sure a lot of you must have, and I've always wanted to visit that place. This has been a dream for more than 10 years. It seemed far-fetched, it seemed expensive, and it seemed scary. Achievement of our dreams often are. For the purpose of this project, I decided to start researching Maldives. Now, there are three ways you can do a research: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary is by living your own experience. Secondary is by talking to somebody who has lived their experience. And tertiary is when you go and do research, when the sample is statistically admissible. I started with secondary research. I had a friend of a friend, or rather the daughter of my mother's best friend, who has been to Maldives twice in the last 6 months. Once on her bachelorette and once on her honeymoon. So the first step was getting my mother to fix an appointment and getting a phone call with her. Sanjana. Hi Sanjana, I'm planning a trip to Maldives. Can you tell me a bit more about it? Of course, Lavina, yes, you should absolutely go there. It's paradise on earth, the best place you can go. I've been there twice already and I am willing to go there every 6 months if possible. And here I was thinking, yes, but you are rich. I don't have that type of money. She goes on. You need at least 5 days in Maldives. A week is what I'll recommend. Maldives is an archipelago. Archipelago means a country made entirely of islands to the south of India. It is there just to the south of Sri Lanka. Based in Delhi, reaching there is a problem. There are no direct flights. You will have to go via Mumbai. Secondly, there are more than 100 resorts in Maldives. Each are almost as good as the others. The one you choose, depending on the price you pay, are the facilities you will be offered. Get a travel agent. I will give you the number of my travel agent. Talk to them. Shortlist resorts. Go to any one resort. The island is beautiful. Once you land at Maldives capital, which is Malé, getting to island is the next step. There are two ways to do it. Either you take a speedboat or you take a seaplane. I highly recommend the speedboat because the seaplane will be more expensive, it will be oily, it will be noisy, and I was feeling nauseous during that journey. Once you reach the island, you would have taken a package. The package includes meals. There are three types of packages, meal packages, which are there. One is all-inclusive package, which includes alcohol as well. Second is the full board package, which includes all meals at a buffet restaurant, sans the alcohol. The third is a la carte. You pay for whatever you eat. I recommend the all-inclusive package. You would be going with your friend, won't you? Once you reach there, your package will have one activity included. It may be snorkeling, scuba diving, dolphin watching, whale watching, sunset cruise. You can choose any one, and the others you can pay for. Not very expensive. A 5-day trip should come in about 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. The bug of Maldives. I really wanted to go, so I called up a travel agent. Okay, you are Sanjana's friend. You would be staying in a 5-star resort, right? A bit lower. 4.5. Is there something called 4.5 stars? Okay, I will give you options. 6 lakhs for 5 days and 4 nights. Shut up! Not happening. No, are you going alone or are you taking somebody? Okay. I want to go. The next step is finding people to go. Now, this is where sometimes serendipity comes into effect. My work colleagues I have been recently bonding with over our shared interest and hatred of our very dear boss. So, you do build a bond when you are cribbing about one common person or source together. There is a colleague of mine, Swarna. We started talking, and one day impromptu she said, "Do you want to take a holiday together?" And I was like, "Yes, why not?" Swarna came along, Bhumika came along, three of us from the same organization, the same team. And wonder the wonders, Bhumika got a travel agent who turned out to be cheaper. Things started getting into motion. Now the next step was tackling the boss and getting a holiday. Three people going together from the same team on a 5-day, 4-night trip. 5 days. We were having this discussion around March, end of March. We saw that there were some long weekends coming up, and that is when we decided to plan our trip around. 3 days over the long weekend, take 2 more days holidays, not that big of a deal. That was the plan, and that is how we proceeded. Now, comes to the third part of the research, the primary research. For the sake of the speech, ladies and gentlemen, I have been to Maldives and back. I took one for the club. Maldives was everything I could have imagined and more. The money was absolutely worth it. It did not turn out to be that expensive. We took a newer, smaller resort, which was quite far away from the mainland. Apparently, the further the resort is, the cheaper it is. We took a 4 nights, 5 days. Now, how the resort pricing will happen depends on the type of villa you take. Here, you do not get rooms, you get villas. There are two categories, there's a beach villa and an ocean villa or a water villa. Beach villa, you get out of your room and there's a beach in front of you. The water villa, you get out of the room and there is water in front of you. The water villa will be on a pedestal. There will be steps you can use to go down into the ocean. You can swim with the fish, you can snorkel with the fish, do whatever you want. The price will also depend on whether your villa has a private pool or not. So these things, plus the meal package that you take, are the primary considerations on how much will you pay. When it came to the activities, I was determined that this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip and the maximum has to be done. Snorkeling, scuba diving, kayaking, paddle boating, swimming with stingrays, swimming with sharks, turtle watching, I have done them all. As well as dolphin watching. We went on a sunset cruise where the probability of success that was communicated of seeing dolphins was 50%, and we saw more than 50 dolphins. A pod of dolphins just frolicking around in the sea. And that was a sight which I can never forget. That was blessed. And ladies and gentlemen, let me clarify one point. You need not be a swimmer to go to Maldives. I don't know how to swim, and I did all of these. So there were 9-month-old babies who were swimming there also. That is what I encourage you to do. In case you have children or you can take a rebirth, start swimming at the very earliest. That was my takeaway. Maldives was bliss, and I invite you to undertake this journey at the earliest that you can. We have but one life. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravina. I was just transported to a very imaginative state when I closed my eyes and she told me to just imagine water and cotton under your feet and so many things. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next speech. We have Toastmaster Hassan. Where is Miraj? Miraj was supposed to deliver a speech too? No. Toastmaster Hassan is going to deliver a speech. Anyone has the details of Toastmaster Hassan's speech? Anand, you have his speech details. Can you share it with me? So please help me welcome Toastmaster Anand on stage, who is going to share the objectives of Toastmaster Hassan's speech.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. I'm the evaluator of Toastmaster Mahmudul Hassan. He is going to deliver his third speech of level 1. Project objectives are to present with engaging vocal, variety, and compelling body language. And his speech title is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All the best, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Toastmaster Hassan, aptly named Toastmaster Mahmudul Hassan, joined Toastmasters hardly a month and a half back, and he's a man uh, sitting on a bull. He's in a hurry to deliver his speeches. He's in a hurry to deliver his speeches because he has to travel back to his hometown and be prepared for the startups that he has in his plan, in his mind to do there. So I have given him full liberty to deliver speeches back to back, which I don't normally do. I have given him this liberty so that he achieves and overachieve things. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Mahmood, and the title has already been shared with Toastmaster by Toastmaster Arm. Toastmaster Mahmood.
Good afternoon, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today I am going to deliver my speech on Rich Dad and Poor Dad. One question may be arise in your mind, that is, how is it possible to have two fathers for a single person? So let me clarify. So once upon a time, Robert Kiyosaki, when he was child, he had two fathers, and one father was PhD holder, well educated, and another one is he was richest man in the in the Hawaii. And rich dad always give advice different thing, and poor dad gives advice different thing. So Robert Kiyosaki, when he was talking with his father, that is poor father, he called poor father, that is own father, he always give advice to Robert Kiyosaki that go to school, get good grades, and go to college and earn your certificate or degree, and then get a job. That's the main advice from his poor dad. And from his rich dad, the advice is different. Like, if you want to become a success, if you want to become a independent, financial independent, you have to learn for earning. You have to learn something that can you make money, or you can learn from someone who has done. So Robert Kiyosaki decided to work under rich dad, and he started working under rich dad. So what is the difference between rich dad and poor dad? When poor dad gets salary, first he paid tax, and then he spent his or her money on their needs and wants. It's always happened with middle class family, or upper middle class, or lower middle class family. But rich dad advice is different. Earn money, invest in asset, and when you earn from your asset, then spend money on your needs and wants. So what is the asset? Asset is something that's create your wealth more and more. For example, you can invest in asset like stock market, bonds, real estate. And liabilities is something that keep all our money from our pocket. For example, we buy luxury things, watch, mobile, car, and home. But one thing is, middle class family believe that when they build home, they think that home is our asset. But it's not true. If they earn money from their home by renting, then it's can be an asset. So Robert Kiyosaki decided to work under rich dad, that is his friend's dad. And after working few months later, he realized that I'm not getting enough money, that I'm working. And he asked the rich dad that I am not getting enough money and I'm working under you. So rich dad said that if you want to become success, if you want to become financially independent, you have to learn first. You have to focus on learning now, not earning. And for that reason, I will teach you how to become success. So rich dad's first lesson was, rich people don't work for money. Money works for them. For example, as I discussed, that when poor people earn money, first they pay tax and then they spend money on their needs and wants. But rich people, when they earn money, they always invest their money. to asset class, that is real estate and bonds, stock, and different kinds of asset. And second lesson was from Rich Dad, that is keeping money is more important than making it. You have seen lots of celebrities that they are earning huge amount of money for their entire life, but at the end of retirement they lost their money. How is it possible? He earned huge amount of money and when they retired they bankrupt. For example, Michael Jackson, he is the very famous personality, you know guys very well, that in 2009 when he unexpectedly he died. So he has a he he had in 2019 around 400 million debt because they didn't focus on how to keeping money, because keeping money is more important than saving it, or sorry, making it. And third lesson from Rich Dad is rich people invent money. How is it possible to invent money? For example, if you create something that's give a value to the for everyone, so you earn lots of money. For example, Mark Zuckerberg, he built a Facebook, that's people use Facebook and he is earning money. Bill Gates, he is the founder of Microsoft. Ritesh Agarwal, he is the founder of Oyo. So Elon Musk, he is the founder of SpaceX. So these kind of things, they build something that they are inventing money. So in this process, this lesson learned Robert Kiyosaki from his Rich Dad, that how can I become financially independent, or how can I become so rich. So only difference between rich people mindset and poor people mindset is when poor people don't have enough money. So poor people always think I can't afford it. And when rich people don't have money, don't have enough money, so they always think differently, such as how can I afford it. Maybe he or she doesn't have the enough money now, but he always thinking different way, how can I afford it. So this is the basic different things from rich people mindset and poor people mindset. I would like to conclude my speech with the quote of Robert Kiyosaki, that is, money may not be most important thing in the world, but it's affect everything, your health care, your education, your lifestyle. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hassan. So money may not be everything, but it is what brings a lot of happiness in life. And about if you are poor, you don't get married. This is a fact. If you are poor, you should not get married because then you'll have to ask your wife to also, and that is very bad. Okay, let's move on to the next session. Or before that, do we have something on our mind to discuss or talk about? Something. What have you learned from the speech of Toastmaster Amit? Live like an eagle. What is your learning? You come in Toastmasters for learning.
Have clear vision in life. To have clear vision.
To have
Vision.
vision. Okay, that is one thing from an eagle. Okay, what have we learned from speech of Navina?
Maldives bliss.
Maldives is yes. And what have we learned from the speech of Hassan?
How to save the money?
How to save your money.
Make money work for you.
How to make money work for you.
Focus on growing money and inventing money.
I have learned it something from different rooms. You have two dads. A rich dad and a poor dad. Because the rich dad is going to pay for my pocket money, and a poor dad is going to show me my life. What am I? Where am I standing? I've learned that. Two dads. You should always have two dads. But that does not mean you go to your mom and say, "Mom, here is a dad."
Nagasaki mother did well.
Yes.
You married two men who were in
Poor and rich. You manage to. So the point here is that you should have two mentors so that you have two different perspectives of life. Sometimes you need to learn from two people who are not good enough to learn. I'll tell you something about a very great philosopher. His name was Sheikh Sadi. And when Sheikh Sadi was being interviewed, he made two contradictory statements. The person asked him, "You have made two contradictory statements, and yet you believe in both of them." He said, "Yes." So the first statement he made was that whatever seed you sow, you will get the same kind of tree, same plant you will have out of it. So I'll not say the real Hindi version or Urdu version of it. It is too deep. Just understand that whatever seed you plant, you get the genes of that tree, the seed out of that plant. The second thing he said was, I learned from fools. So these are two different, very contradictory statements. When you plant something, you stay in that company, you nurture that plant, you learn from that plant. Now, if you are planting some sour, bitter ground, you become bitter. Similarly, he was trying to say that if you are in a company of fools, then you become fools. So simple. But he did not become that. So he was asked this question, why did this not happen to you? He said, because I did not do what fools were doing. I did the opposite. If you have planted a seed of bitter ground, it is not that you have to eat it. Maybe it is for sale. You are selling it to others. Similarly, if you are in a company of fools, it is said that you learn from them. Whatever foolishness they are doing, you should not do it. Now comes the metaphor of Toastmasters. They have heard three speeches. Some speeches has beautiful content. Some speeches had beautiful body language. Some speeches had good vocal variety. So we cannot just simply say that, okay, this speech was the best. But can we not learn something from each speech and make a whole of that particular speech for ourselves, implement it in our learning and learn from it? Happens. So now we are going to try our impromptu skills of speaking. And this is for all the guests to come on stage and participate in it. Because Table Topic Master is going to do that. I am now going to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Shubham, who is the Table Topic Master of the day. Virat, you have to deliver a speech. You are the Table Topic Master. I'm so sorry. Huh? You are the table topic master. Yeah, you take a break. How many of you are hungry? So let's take a break first. And before taking a break, I would like to announce something. Around a year back, two guests came to my meeting. The meeting was in Green Park, and there were hardly 25% of this stage. It's very small. They too came. There were hardly 5 or 7 members at that time. They sat in the meeting. That was their first time. They introduced themselves. I had a storytelling session at that time. I was the Toastmaster of the day, ironically, on that day also, and I was telling them a story. After the meeting, those two guys decided to join the club. And then, after 3 months, election happened, and they decided to join the election committee also. While taking their introduction, I asked them, they both come from Faridabad, it's a long way. I asked them, why did you join our club? Because they told me that they had already visited a few clubs in Delhi, and one of those clubs was Toastmasters of New Delhi. And I said, when you visited that club, why did you join our club? Because that is the oldest club of Delhi and it is very big. There are almost 30, 40 plus members. They meet on Tuesday and late night, whatnot. They have a better environment, blah, blah, blah. They said, sir, we were looking for a club where we should get opportunities rather than we fight for opportunities. And they joined the club. These two guys are friends forever. They joined it because they wanted to do crack their CAT and the exams. They helped me during those difficult times where they were cracking their exams and they were making posters for the club. Normally, they say we make one or two posters in a week. They made 6 posters in a week. They came to the meeting regularly. The meetings were hybrid. They used to come here 1.5 hours early, set up the whole thing, and then actually start the meeting on time. And now they are still doing it. But today is their farewell day. They have both been selected. One is going to Symbiosis Nagpur, and one is going to Mumbai. The name? Narsimha. Narsimha. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Sahil and Toastmaster Shubham, to whom we are going to give a warm farewell. So this is their last meeting. Toastmaster Shubham was the Sergeant at Arms for the last 1 year. He has been diligently coming despite the fact that he helps his father in business, he helps his brother in business, he's running around. And imagine him driving an Enfield. He drives an Enfield, he rides an Enfield, but he does not look like one. And here is Sahil, the most humble giant I have ever met. He's like Goliath for me. And the way he presents the content, the things on PR, the way he has been organically working. He had only 100 followers on Instagram. He worked on more than 990 organically without any funds. We have so much to learn from these two people. They came on stage, they were very shy. They were thought that their English was not good and whatnot. But today they are both a different thing. I would like you both to please share your journey in Toastmasters, your feedback for the club, and your overall journey as a member of the club. Stage is yours.
I'll start first, okay? So I joined in April 2022, as Toastmaster Sahib mentioned. In Green Park, we had our first meeting. Now, even when he called us on stage to introduce ourselves, I was a bit hesitant and I was shaking all over, like, okay, I have to say something on the stage. But I did not give up. He did not give up. We were regular in meetings. We continuously came. We took up roles. There was a time when we were hesitant to take up even a singular role, and then there are these days when we just came up and said, "Yes, we'll just take the role, even 2 roles, 3 roles. We just multitask." So that is the level of confidence that Toastmasters has given us, and we have made a lot of friends on the way. All of you are sitting here. All of us, some of them have not been able to come today. But yeah, it has been a beautiful journey, and I hope that I visit this club once again in the future when my MBA is complete or even when my holidays are going on. And yeah, thank you so much for everything that Toastmasters has given to DTM side. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you all once again.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. So it was the time I still remember the day. It was the first day when I was, in fact, not able to give my introduction properly. So the journey was very beautiful, and I always believe the journey is beautiful than the destination. And there were so many learnings. We were very hesitant. We were like very hesitate whenever we came on stage, but by the time we improved, we were improving and still improving, and this club has given me so many things, and I can't explain. So, and about feedback, this club is like everything. This club gives a very positive environment. Uh, when you whenever you come on stage, this club, the member of this club will smile and like push you to complete your speech, to complete whatever you want to say. So the overall journey was very beautiful, and next we will definitely come after completing my MBA. I will join again this club. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, sir, for helping us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shimon. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sahil. Let's have a photograph with Jim. Yeah, I think we should have a selfie first, and then we'll have the break. We'll have some insight. Please come. Then we'll have a break. We'll have a small ice cream cake cutting by these two guys to celebrate the 6th anniversary. Please see. Short side, I'll take one here. I'll try to cut it here.
शुभ को साहिल को तो आगे रखो
साहिल आगे आगे अब तो आ जाओ ना हाँ साहिल इधर आ जाओ साहिल को टेबल बैठा दो हाँ ये बता दोनों चेयर पे आ जाओ अच्छा You know why we are doing this. Yes.
Okay, guys. आप कीजिए शुक्र थोड़ा सा Now I can see everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Tomorrow is promised to no one. However, every night we go to sleep in the hope and the faith that we'll wake up. And every morning we wake up and we join the rat race to get ready. Most often, if you are somebody like me, you will wake up much after you had intended to, after having hit the snooze button 4 to 5 times, and just be in a rush to do everything. Be in a rush to get ready, be in a rush to drive your car, be in a rush to reach office, be in a rush to log on to the system, be in a rush to do the work, be in a rush to come back home, be in a rush to have dinner, and be in a rush to go to sleep. And when you keep on doing this, you never realize how fast the time passes. You were doing the same thing 10 years ago, and today it's been 10 years hence, and you're still doing the same thing. When you look back at your life, say not even 10 years, say 2 years ago, how different was it really? What do you remember of the time which has gone by? Do you remember what you had for dinner 2 nights ago? You would, had it been a celebratory occasion. You would have remembered your parents' anniversary. You would have remembered what you ate for dinner then. You would have remembered the cake you ordered for your kid. You would have remembered that movie that you got with your friends. You would have recalled that time when you sat at Juhu Beach just watching the sunset. We all have hopes and dreams and aspirations and ambitions. I aspire to trek to the Everest base camp one day. I don't know when that day will come. When it does, it will be a celebration. But what about the infinite excuses for celebration I have every day? Toastmasters today was a celebration. We celebrated 2 of our fellow members who we will not be seeing again for a while. But this celebration and this day we will remember. So take the time out for celebrations, for tomorrow is promised to no one. Thank you.
Okay, so since I'm the authority, so I will decide who will come next. Okay, right.
And the topic is influence of role models in shaping our lives. Influence of role models
in shaping our life.
So when I came here, I openly told everyone, each one of you, the weakness I have, which is multitasking, or I should say, fear of missing out, as Sir mentioned. And then when the speech, when the session went ahead, Sir mentioned about mentors, the importance of mentors, role of true mentors in your life. And as I hear about the topic, I recall a video I watched a few weeks back. It was a video of a UPSC teacher. He mentioned that life is long, but what we forget is life is uncertain also. We are living, we know we have a life expectancy of 70 years, but who knows, we may die tomorrow. So life is at the same time uncertain. There are thousand things we can do, we can pursue in our lives. So how do we select what we want to do in our life? We find out what is the deepest desires in our life. We find out, we reflect on ourselves, we find what is the true nature of ourselves. Then we go ahead in the world, we see who are the people in the same arena. We try to look who are the people, what are the mistakes that other people have done, and try not to do the same yourself, because time is crucial. We may lose a lot of time while making the same mistakes ourselves, but who can help us with reaching our goal faster? The answer is a mentor. A mentor can help us to reflect on our mistakes, to help us to not make mistakes, to save our time, and to reach our goal, our true self faster. Thank you.
Would you like no? Wait, please come. Yes, yes. The topic is benefits of laughter and humor in everyday life. Benefits of laughter and humor in everyday life.
As we show the laughter challenge like Kapil Sharma show. Whenever we watch that show, uh, when came from the office and schools, we are all in tense conditions. So when we watch a little 5 to 10 minute video, we relax. It gets relax ourselves and the body. So it may impact it. It definitely impact our life. Uh, that's
Thank you. Yes, please. Yeah. Stepping out of your comfort zone.
Stepping out of my comfort zone, that is my topic. Yeah. So I would like to start with a little incident of mine that happened last summer, right? So I was very scared of like deep water. So my father took me to learn how to swim, and what I used to do is like I have done several exercises in like shallow water. For like 2 months, I was doing the same thing, and there was a trainer who was teaching like other kids. So he took his students to the deeper side, but there was me who was practicing on the shallow side only. I did not have that trainer particularly, but my father was there with me. So what he saw was sorry, I'm shaking, I think. So what he saw was that particular day, I was staring at the water. He came from behind me and asked me to jump. I did not jump, right? So he pushed me directly into the water. And what happens is there was this very healthy woman standing. The trainer pushed that particular woman too, and she landed on my head. And I went deep down the water. My fear just hiked up because I was like deep down the water. I did not know what to do. So for next 2 weeks, I was again staring at the water only. I won't jump. If you kill me, I won't jump. Seriously. So my father again pushed me. This time I was very smart. What I did is I jumped, like I was standing like this corner only. He pushed me from here and I jumped to the another corner. I did not jump into the water. I jumped to the another corner. So this also took place for like 2 to 3 days. Then this one time, my father was almost disappointed. He lost all hopes. And what I did is I jumped into the water without thinking. Right? I jumped into the water without thinking, like whatever will happen, my father is there. He will jump. Either I'm saved or I'm like saved by the trainer. Whatever, I will jump into the water. I jumped and I pushed myself. What do I say? I pedaled my hands for a while, and within like 15 to 16 minutes, I learned how to swim. So this was this incident from my life. What was the topic again?
Comfort zone. Stepping out of.
Stepping out of the comfort zone. Nothing screams stepping out of your comfort zone when you are in front of your fear and you just jump in without even thinking. So from that point of time, I made it a rule that I will just jump and then learn how to fly, rather than standing at the shore and then learn how to fly and then jump. Right. So thank you very much. This was
Okay. Yes. Impact of travel and exploring new cultures on personal development.
We all live in a bubble sometimes. We all live in some communities. We have some sort of training from our religion, parents, families, and we develop our understanding of the world there. We also belong to a class, and that class teaches us a lot. So the thing is, if we all belong, let's say, to different classes, different sections, different nationalities, who has actually found the truth? Who actually knows the right thing to do, right? Apparently, there's no right thing to do. There are a lot of experiences. You have to immerse yourself in the reality and then get to the point, like how really something is done. In India, we have a different sort of food. In Europe, it's different. It's continental in some other countries. So food habits change according to geography. When you travel, when you meet people, when you have new experiences, it's my opinion. I can't say it's the truth, but I have a feeling that you somewhere get closer to reality by having, in a very simple statistical terms, mathematical terms, you get more data. You get more data to analyze the reality. Let's say to improvise yourself or to achieve whatever you want. Traveling for me is that sort of activity. The second important thing that I get from traveling is that right? Okay, sorry. Second important thing that I get from traveling is it's the best time to let's say sort out your philosophy of life or whatever is bothering you because there's nowhere else you can get that. Of course, on a WC, those mentions, there also you do get that time. But for a long, in a long journey when nobody is there, you're just staring out of the window, you can get that perspective out of there. So yeah, that's all about traveling.
Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miraj. That was really encouraging. I was thinking that somebody will call me too, but I think the time was short. Okay, coming to the last session, but before I move to the last session, I would like to again introspect into the anniversary thing. Do you all remember when you joined Toastmasters? Remember the day and date? Do you know when is your anniversary of joining Toastmasters? Let's celebrate that also, right? Next time, just ping on WhatsApp on the Toastmasters group that you joined Toastmasters on this particular day, okay? And then we'll make a calendar and see how your journey is progressing every year. Year on year, we'll make an anniversary, and you have achieved something on that particular 1 year. Then we'll definitely move on to it. And I see from the corner of my eye, this Lavina is smiling, and I'll be the last one on that category because she achieves things on her own pace. And what beautiful way of achieving things, because when you are doing things perfectly, when you are doing things with all your heart, you achieve so much. Today there was no theme, so I just went on randomly to talk about so many things. There is one more thing before we move on to the next session. There is one more thing I would like to talk about. And it is something that you have to very candidly share with me. Anand, what do you think about yourself in a negative sense? Like, I am this. Nothing else, nothing deep. I am this.
You can't predict my next time.
You
Won't be able to predict my next time.
you won't be able to predict your next time.
You won't be able to predict my next time.
Okay. So you label yourself unpredictable. Okay. Who else has labeled himself or herself for something?
Clumsy.
Clumsy. I am clumsy. Okay. And short-tempered.
Not good at time management.
Not good with time management.
Overthinker.
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 Overthinker. Overthinker. Archana, what is your label for yourself? Moody. Okay. You have any label on yourself? No label? Completely labelless? Okay. You have any label?
In terms of achievement, I think underachievement.
Underachiever. Okay. Lavina, what is your label?
Rash.
Rash. So we all judge ourselves, we all label ourselves with something. Most of the time, we are labeling ourselves with something that we feel we are short on or we have access of too much. So, Anand says he's unpredictable. Most of the people said they are overthinkers. But have we done anything about it? Have we ever done anything about the label that we have put on ourselves?
Yeah. Right. I took some step.
What step did you take?
I took that. I take both myself that I will not do the overthinking, and whatever doing in my life, I will accept it.
You decided not to overthink and accept whatever is coming your way. Okay. What else?
I'm basically looking at a solution for that.
Still
That
looking for a
duration, my thinking is going to level increasing. I want to know end of that solution of that. Uh, like my thinking is suddenly is come into my mind galaxy.
Galaxy. Okay.
At that duration, my brain is thinking how galaxy work, how many galaxies in universe. At that time, some thinking is coming, and also I'm going to searching in YouTube and different kinds of information.
Okay. 2 meetings back, there was a Toastmaster who came on stage and told us the ethics of effective communication. Do you remember them? Ethos, pathos,
Yes.
logos.
That's very complicated.
And it was so easy. That Toastmaster told us a very simple solution to a very big problem. You remember that? No, you wasn't there. So, anyone remembers it? Who was there? Remember it? No. She simply said, ask a question. Why? Ask it 5 times and you get the solution. So when you label yourself, like I'm an overthinker, ask why. The question will come to your mind, answer will come to your mind. Okay, for example, I'm an overthinker. The question comes because I sleep too late in the night. So that is, I'm overthinker. Then I'll ask why. Why do I sleep late in the night? Because I have nothing to do. Why? Because I'm not married. Solution comes, get married. You're all thinking you will start sleeping. Similarly, Anand says,
After marriage, sir, thinking about a child.
we'll talk about it in the next session. First, at least our first level is gone. Then we'll get another label. That is
What if next time the answer is I overthink because I got married?
that could be, then there could be another solution. Life is always filled with problems and with solutions. Now let's come to Anand's question. I am unpredictable. You cannot see my next move. So that is what Anand has labeled himself. Now first thing is it a good move? Is it a good label or is it a bad label? Because it is something that I don't think is a bad label, but that could be in some point of view, some areas it could be a bad label. But if it is a good label, we'll leave it that. Okay, let's be unpredictable. What else was the label? The rash. Short temper. So rash or short temper. Why? Again, ask 5 times why, the answer will come and definitely the solution will come. Because we are not communicating with ourselves effectively, we are overthinking or we are doing a particular thing. Your thing was clumsy. Okay, now when we say clumsy, then again, why am I clumsy? Is my center of gravity not set? Was I born short? Do I have tall legs or do I have a long body? So just answer those questions, keep on asking why, and then you'll realize maybe there is some difference. Some very interesting health facts happen in life. You know, our hearing affects our standing, our center of gravity. If we start losing our sense of hearing, some fluid leaves our ears, which leads to a disbalance in our standing. It happens, we move. We sometimes get disbalanced just because there is some fluid loss in our ears, we are not able to hear. So you need to first introspect into why are you putting that label onto yourself. And once you understand why, that 5 times why, you effectively communicate with yourself and you come with an answer. With this, I would now like to hand over stage to our very deep philosopher, a mixture of Socrates, Aristotle, and whatnot. The person who really could make a big change in the lives of people if she decides to. Please help me welcome the general evaluator of today, Toastmaster Lavina.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of today. Hello, dear Toastmasters and fellow guests. Before we move on to the third section, which is evaluation, I request all of you to take these slips that you've been given and vote for the best speech speaker. The best speaker, line item number 1. This will be between Toastmaster Hassan, Toastmaster Lavina, and Toastmaster Amit. Please take 10 seconds to do so. Next, we will vote for the best table topic speaker, which is line item number 5. I invite the table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Shubham, to take the names of the speakers so that we know who are the candidates we are voting for.
Okay. So there were total 5 table topic speakers. The first one was Toastmaster Lavina. Next one was guest Ayushi. Next was Saeem Ahmed. And next was guest Disha. And last was guest Ashish. I hope it's clear. Yeah.
Thank you. Please take 10 seconds to vote for line item number 5. Now we move on to the speech evaluations. I first invite Toastmaster Sahil, our evaluator of speech 1, to present his report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. So, as mentioned earlier, Toastmaster Ahmed delivered his level 1 project 3, whose purpose was to deliver a speech, receive feedback, and apply the feedback in the next speech. Now, as soon as he came up on stage, Toastmaster Ahmed, he seemed like he was a very genuine follower or a believer of the topic which he was interested in saying. it took a very unique topic. Usually we take learnings from people, from mentors, from other people, from influencers or whatnot. But he took the learnings from an eagle. He tried to actually take those learnings, critically observe what an eagle does, and then apply, uh, advise to apply those learnings in your lives as well. Now, one recommendation would be that it was a very mainstream way of opening your speech. My name is this, and my topic is this, and you then straight away started the speech. What could be done is that you could deliver a quote by someone, or state some interesting fact about an eagle or something like that. But it could be more engaging so that it catches the attention of the audience. Now, what I noticed is that you were using self-deprecating humor once or twice in the speech, which is a very effective way and very engaging way of interacting with the audience. It is very easy to criticize others or to point out the mistakes of others. But when you criticize yourself and take out the pointers from within yourself, that what you have learned from your own mistakes, that is a very positive point in your speech. However, one recommendation would be that you were catching breath too soon and you seemed like you were in a way, sort of a hurry, which implies two things: that either you had too much of content on your mind or you were not well prepared. Now, the simple, how to fix that could be that you can deliver the speech twice or thrice in front of a camera or in front of a mirror. Even if you deliver it thrice, it would hardly take 15-20 minutes of time. So that could be a recommendation. Hand movement was on point. What I observed as compared to the previous speeches, you were losing a lot more of hand gestures. But what could be improved is the stage movement. The stage movement was very random. You were going forward and backward, but the whole of stage could be included. So yeah, that's it for Toastmaster Amit, and back to Toastmaster Lily.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. Next, we have DTM Shahid to evaluate my speech.
Good afternoon once again. So I'm here to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Lavina. Toastmaster Lavina delivered her Project 4 from level 1, and in her speech, the objective was to select a topic, do research on the topic, and present a speech outlining that research. Now, let me first explain to you for the new guests that what this is all about. You collect data, you research on the data, and then you start delivering that data. But understand that the data is to be precise, it should be concise, and it should be understandable to your audience. That is why Toastmasters has made this speech, which is called Research and Presentation. In this speech, you are required to research on the topic and then present it with a PPT or any other means of presentation. Here, Toastmaster Lavina used two means of presentation. One is the dialogue she created between two people, two characters. That is a way of presentation. And then she used a lot of statistics. On some statistics, she told which is good and which is not. And then she boiled down to her experience about that particular topic. So she selected the topic. And the first thing is, let's come to the title. The title was Bliss. For a research and topic title, this was something very unique. Normally people say, let's research, okay, somebody say, my experience in Maldives. So that could be what, because she was talking about Maldives, so she could say that title. But it looks so bland. So she said bliss. It created attention to us that what is it that research and presentation she's going to present for bliss. And she said go for a vacation on an island. And then she used Maldives as her research topic, and she explained. First, she told us how she tried to go there alone, and then she took a group with her to cut down the cost and so many things. So she was giving us all these things in the research, cutting down of costs. What are the actual costs? The advice she was taking from, the person she was taking on advice was a person who was far from, above her means of expenses. So she was also working on this, that we should take advice from a person who is within your reach or within your means of expenses so that you can match the budget. So there are so many learnings in this particular speech that she delivered. Kudos to Toastmaster Lavina's personal experience and research on that. Coming to two additional objectives that were to be focused here on was hand gestures and stage movement. So here again she did justice. Her hand gestures, though very minimal, but they do give us imagination of what she's trying to say with her words. Second is her stage movement. Now here we need to understand stage movement in a public speech has three different parameters. That is, you need to do a transition. Say, for example, if you are standing here and you're talking about a particular thing, say your research of going to Maldives, how do you take the flight and land there? We talk about here. Now, once you have landed, you move out to this place and then tell your research on or your subject on how do you reach that particular place and what was the ambience of that particular place and how did you see that particular place. And then finally, the third thing is the sightseeing enjoyment. So this is the way of transition in a use of stage movement. What Toastmaster Lavina did here was that she created another person with whom she was taking advice, and then she also created an agent with whom she was trying to book the things. And for them, she had dialogues. She was talking as Lavina here and as the other person here, and she was taking a turn and talking it that way. Now, the beauty of this kind of stage movement is that you do not shy away from the person, from the audiences. She was careful that she did not turn away from you in such a way that your face is completely away from her. So she was at an angle, maybe a 45-degree angle, so that when she is talking, you are also seeing her facial gestures, which is important in a public space. Overall, all said and done, I have no much recommendation on this, except that Toastmaster Lavina can be a role model and example for everyone in this club, and we can learn a lot from her. That will be all from my end. I wish all the best to Toastmaster Lavina for her future speeches. Thank you. Over.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. We now invite the third speech evaluator, Toastmaster Anand, on stage.
Hello everyone. Good evening. So I'm here to evaluate Sun's speech of today's. We talked about one popular book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. When he entered on stage, I noticed he has a stage presence. He's calm. He was calm and in composed way. He was audible, and his words were easy on ears. Those words are not harsh. He was using hand gestures and also using the stage properly and calmly. I noticed he was trying to make eye contact with almost everyone in the audience. I would like to recommend one thing to Hassan, to work on your grammar a bit and also the articulation or pronunciation of some words, because sounds of words matters. Later in the speech, I noticed the changes in his voice. Voice modulation was there. He was expressing himself today very well. The facial expression were also there. And I believe he fulfilled the project's objectives today of his speech. And I would like to wish him all the best for future speeches.
Thank you, Mr. Speech Evaluator. We now invite the table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Shubham, to present his report.
Good afternoon once again, everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank you, Toastmaster or table topic master, Toastmaster Miraj, for bringing such amazing topics to us. So there were total 5 table topic speakers. First was Toastmaster Lavina. So her topic was importance of celebration in small victories in life. of small victories in life. So she was absolutely close to the topic, talked about the rat race and how we are rushed to everything, and she gave so much learning to us. For now, no such recommendation from my side. Next was guest Ayushi. Her topic was influence of role models in shaping our life, life. So she was close to the topic, talked about learn like genius by learning from others, and the recommendation is from my side. Use some short pauses because it is needed so that audience can grasp and pay more attention towards you. So next was Saeem Ahmed. Uh, his topic was benefit of laughter in human in everyday life. He immediately started he immediately started speaking after getting the topic, and he would use 20-30 seconds to think on the topic. And he talked about Kapil Sharma show, and the recommendation from my side is to take some time to think about the topic and then start so that you can frame the sentences in your mind and what you want to say. So next was guest Disha. Her topic was stepping out of comfort zone. She started speaking immediately. Uh, she shared her personal experience from an incident, how that incident stepped her out of comfort zone. The speed is little high. Uh, the recommendation is uh, to be little so that audience can pay attention towards you and can understand more. Next, the last one was guest Ashish. His topic was impact of travel and exploring. So, exploring other cultures. He also started speaking immediately. The way he was using hand movement while speaking was very good. Uh, and no such recommendation for now. But yes, use some short pauses and frame the sentence in the mind. It would give you more confidence. That's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Tabletop Evaluator. Let us take 10 seconds and vote for the best evaluator. Please refer to line item number 4 on your slips of paper. The voting will be between Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster DTM Shahid, Toastmaster Sahil, and Toastmaster Shubham. We appear to be quite low on energy. What is it? Is it the sumptuous samosas or the delicious cake? Or the charge?
You told me the topic about a Maldives and me about a Maldives.
Your mind is in Maldives and not in the present. Okay, let us do a small exercise. Who here has played the game Bottle? Okay, it's nothing to do with alcohol, by the way. So what we'll do, we'll go around. Everybody will say a number in succession. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because today is the 6th anniversary of Toastmasters of Delhi, whenever you come to the number 6 or a multiple of 6 or a number containing the digit 6, such as 16, 26, 66, you have to say Toastmasters. And this has to be very quick. Let us see who is the last person standing. Anybody who falters, is slow, will be out. And I am the decision maker. We start with Toastmaster Sahil.
1,
2, 6.
So you give numbers in succession 1, 2, 3, so on. Till the time you come to a number which is 6. We'll give one more chance. Go on.
1,
2, 3, 4, 6.
So whenever you have a 6 or a multiple of 6 or a number containing the digit 6, you have to say Toastmasters. And it has to be loud and exuberant. Last time we are starting again.
1,
2, 3, 4.
7, 8, 9, 10.
11, 12.
Toastmasters. Anand is out and we start again.
1, 2,
3,
4, 5, 6.
Oh,
3 said 7.
8,
9, 11. Toastmasters.
13.
15.
13 के बाद 14.
14.
15.
You're out. The general evaluator rules.
15. Toastmaster.
17.
18.
You're out. 18. No.
16 is not a
6.
No,
It is
no,
actually
six.
actually
He said Toastmaster.
because 16
Sorry,
contains
I was
6.
containing the list 6.
6 or multiple.
Yeah, this is becoming very confusing. People who are still in the game stand up.
Yeah.
And those who get out, will make them sit. You are out. You
You're out.
sitting.
He's also.
You're also out. Okay, go on.
2.
3, 5,
8. 9.
10.
10 के बाद 11. They're sitting.
1.
2, 4, 5,
Toastmaster.
7.
8.
9.
10.
11,
Toastmaster.
13, 14.
15.
Toastmaster.
17.
18.
Oh. About 18 is a multiple of 6.
1.
So we'll continue. Start from 19. Let's
You
have
bought
6 into 3.
90.
20.
Toastmaster.
How is 20 was a multiple of 6? 22, 23.
Toastmaster.
25. Toastmaster.
28.
29. Toastmaster, 31. Wait, am I
No, right.
30? Who said 30?
I said Toastmaster.
Okay, 31.
33. 34.
35.
Toastmaster. 37, 38.
39.
40. 41.
42.
43, 44, 45.
46.
46 contains 6.
47. Toastmaster.
50. 49. Okay, 49.
Out.
50. 51.
52. 53.
54.
Out.
54.
Is a multiple of 6.
6 9s are
6 9s are 54.
55.
Toastmaster.
57.
15.
59.
Toastmaster.
Toastmasters.
Toastmaster. अब तो Toastmaster ही चलेगा.
Toastmaster.
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 Toastmasters.
Toastmaster.
All 3 way.
हाँ बोल दिया.
हाँ बहुत good.
Toastmaster.
73.
74.
75.
Hello.
Toastmaster.
77.
हाँ.
Toastmaster.
78 was there, na? 78 is a multiple of 6.
78. मैंने Toastmaster बोला है.
Oh,
I said Toastmaster.
you are out. Yay, we have a winner. Toastmaster Amit. Now,
He is good with numbers.
Yes.
given the great honor he has incurred by winning this fabulous game, he will be our next Toastmaster of the day. Yay! Okay, now I invite the tag team to present their evaluation. We will start with the AHA counter, which is Toastmaster Archana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina, and thank you, everyone. The first speech was given by Amit Kumar regarding the lessons learned from Eagle. So he used AHA 12 times, so 11 times, 1 time. Then the speech given by Toastmaster Lavina. She demonstrated and took us to Maldives. And it is really something we get once in a blue moon where we find some filler words. So fortunately, I could manage to find one, which is so. So yes, and then by Hassan, there he used AHA 2 times only, and then there were table topics. First topic was given by Saeem Ahmed, where he has given AHA 3. He has used AHA 3 times, and then Disha she has used like 5 times, so 7 times. Ayushi was flawless in terms of filler words, and so Ashish. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam. Our counter, we go to the timer. I invite Toastmaster Chef.
Thank you. Now we start with the speaker. Amit took the 9.37 seconds, and Lavina took the 7 minutes 30 seconds,
Yes, qualified.
And Hassan took the 7 minutes 14. So you took longer, 9 minutes. And now I start with the table topics masters. Lavina took the 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Ayushi took the 1.5 seconds. And Ahmed took the 30 seconds only. And Disha took the 2 minutes 43. And Aisa or Assis took the 1 minute. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. We invite the grammarian, Toastmaster Hassan.
Good evening, everyone. So today I'm going to present as a grammarian. So some mistakes that made by different speakers and role players. So first one is Mr. Table topic, Mr. Amit. So he said that he flies. So when you use any without human being, so we should use like it flies, and he used eagle to. Oh, yes. When you are presenting about story, and when you are focusing on present, that eagle do this, eagle do that. So sometimes we forget that we are present in present. So we should always focus on present. Like you said, uh, eagle took rebirth. So it should be eagle takes rebirth. And Toastmaster Shahid. That is, he was saying that what is happened. So it should be, I think, what is happening. And Toastmaster Lavina and table topic role player, that is Ayushi. Uh, she says who do not. So when we use who or everyone, anyone, so it is third person singular. So we always use after verb yes or es. So it should be who does not. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Grammarian. I invite the Half Master, our active listener of the day, Toastmaster Shubham. Sorry, Toastmaster Sahil. I'm already forgetting these gentlemen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. Now, in most meetings, we do not have an active listener, but once in a blue moon, we do have. So today is one of those meetings. I have 5 questions with me, and one rule is that whenever I ask the question, you have to raise hands. Instead of just shouting out the answer, you have to raise hands. I will just pick one of you, and then you could answer. I have 5 questions. The first one is in Amit's speech, he mentioned an exam. What was the cost of taking that exam? I saw Disha first.
1 lakh.
Okay. Second question is from Lavina's speech. It can also be classified as a GK question. What is the capital of Maldives? Amit. Mali. Mali. Okay. Third question is from Hassan's speech. Quite an easy one. What is the name of the person who had 2 dads? Ayushi.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki. Fourth question is, what was the topic of Disha's table topic speech?
Out of
Archana.
coming out.
Stepping out of comfort zone.
Stepping out of comfort zone. Fifth question is, Ayushi was facing a problem in doing something. What was that? We had also talked about it. Lavina.
Stepping out of a comfort zone.
No.
Multitasking and focus.
Yeah. Okay, that's it from my side. And back to Toastmaster Lavina.
Thank you, Mr. Active Listener. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, please vote for the best auxiliary role player, line item number 3 on your slip of paper, which will be between Toastmaster Chef, Toastmaster Archana, Toastmaster Hassan, and Toastmaster Sahil. Please take 10 seconds to do so. Line item 2, my apologies.
No, it's yes, line item 2, yes.
You can announce the role play also.
But the report is not yet done.
Sorry.
All right, now I present the report of the general evaluator. We begin with the sergeant at arms. The room was set up properly. When we arrived, the AC temperature was bang on. We were greeted with his effervescent smile and a feeling of warmth which we feel every time we step into this room. Remains to be seen how it will be from next time onwards when we have a new sergeant at arms. But it is what it is. The club mission statement was properly read, housekeeping rules were properly read, and the meeting was handed over to the presiding officer. The presiding officer recognized the guests and will ask for their feedback once the general evaluator's report is done. The stage was handed over to the Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day, there was no theme chosen today, though the theme was the 350th meeting celebration, and we all talked about inspiration and doing things that could make us better, help us achieve our goals. Insight was given into this non-existent theme, though we spoke about the same topic throughout. Meeting rules were explained, ballots were missed. This role was taken over by the general evaluator. Speakers were properly introduced. One recommendation would be that after each speech, the audience be asked to write feedback. We can in advance give slips of paper to the audience, and the speakers can benefit from a wider variety of feedback. Then the table topic master was introduced. However, the table topic evaluator's introduction was missed. It would have been good to hear from the table topic evaluator what their objectives for evaluating were. Topics master table topic section was not really explained. It could have been a bit better. Table topics were appropriate to both the guests and the Toastmasters. Guests were invited, in fact, pulled to participate, and they got a chance to exercise speaking skills. Preference was given to audience members who did not get a chance to speak, which were all the guests almost. And the voting for the best table topic speaker was missed. One recommendation would be that instead of giving topics, allocating topics, perhaps the guests pick up a chit or have a wheel spun so that the speakers feel a bit in control of their destiny. You can always just write numbers on the chit and say one is against this, two is against that. You can do that manipulation. It's all about appearances. Speech evaluators, the speech objectives are properly read out for every speaker. One recommendation for all three speech evaluators would be that the CRC method was not followed in a single speech. That is something to be worked upon. Praise was personalized, which is excellent. The tone was positive and encouraging throughout. Only the speech was evaluated, and the speech was evaluated on the objectives. None of the evaluators asked the speakers to repeat the speech. We come to the timer. The role was well explained. However, one recommendation would be that since you have the green, yellow, and red cards, when you are coming to explain your role at the start of the meeting, get the cards with you. The timer said that at this point of time, they would show the green card. Bring it with you and show it. I'll show the green card, I'll show the yellow card, I'll show the red card. Times were properly read out. One recommendation, again, another recommendation would be that only the speakers and the table topic speakers were timed. However, there is a timing for each and every role in the meeting, right from the sergeant at arms to the general evaluator. The counter role was well explained, report was well delivered, encouraging tone was maintained. Again, the report was only for the speakers and the table topic speakers. The report should be for each and every member present in the meeting. The grammarian role was well explained. Word of the day was properly explained. Recommendation, there was no example given of the usage of the word of the day and the idiom. Secondly, when the report was given, people who had used the word of the day and the idiom of the day during the meeting, they were not mentioned and encouraged. That was done. Thirdly, praise has to be specific while recommendations generic. So in case you are pointing out flaws or areas of improvement, do not take the person's name. This is an encouraging platform. Otherwise, all other parameters of evaluation were met. Now the meeting started half an hour late. It started at 3:30 instead of 3 o'clock. cell phones rang in the meeting, and the sergeant at arms had just said that please keep your cell phones on off, and serendipity, a cell phone rang. The timing couldn't have been better. Entry and exit during the meeting were happening, which are not supposed to because it disturbs people on stage. There was no crosstalk while the speaker was on stage today, other than with the TMOD who was encouraging it. Speeches did not feature any offensive language. Handshake protocol was followed. Props were properly arranged. We have the recording. All club roles were completed prior to the meeting. There were no backouts from the signed rules. And the agenda for the meeting was publicized well in advance. An audience was asked to vote for the best evaluator, ops player, and role player. Overall, the audience had its ebbs and highs. The audience was quite engaged at some point of time. The audience was quite sleepy at another point of time. Happens, we are all humans. But it's been a pleasure having all of you today here. You've been a fantastic audience. Please take 10 seconds to vote for the last line item, which is line item number 3, the best role player, which will be between the table, which will be the Toastmaster of the day, then the evaluator and table topic master. I hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day for the closing remarks.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. While we are counting the ballots for the best role players, let's close the meeting on an active note. You feel that we are all sleepy? Is it because of the food or because of the speeches? Because of the food. So you want the food to be lesser, so you don't sleep more. Instead of chai, we'll have chai. So there was an eeny, so we voted for the chai. Next time we'll have tea. That's a good recommendation. Okay. How are you actually feeling other than the sleepiness? How are you feeling? Did you learn something from the speeches and the table topics as well as the TMD? Did you self-discover yourself? Do you feel that these meetings you should come here more often and to encourage yourself to be here more of the times at time on time? Yeah, yes, no? Yes. Okay, with this note, I would like to close this meeting from my end. I would like to hand over the stage to the presiding officer to take the meeting forward. Or I think the presiding officer is busy. I'll take his role. Please come on stage and I'll take your role here.
Okay. So that's it for the 350th meeting. Before concluding, officially concluding the meeting, let's take a quick feedback from the guests. So first, I'll invite on stage Imran, please, your feedback.
Thank you, sir. Today, first time I'm involved such types of activity at long time, as I can say that. When I was a student, that such types of activities is just working on that time. But last 10-15 years, I'm not involving such types of student and improvement activities. But suddenly I have come with I'm involved in such activities. Just memorize my childhood time activities, and somebody are going to measurement my communication skills. Somebody are measuring my activities and communication, each and everything. It's really fantastic. It's really feel more improvement in few minutes. It's thank you so much. Really good.
Thanks a lot, Imran. Next, I'll invite on stage Ashish to give his feedback, please.
So this is my second time to Toastmasters meeting. Very encouraging. That's the loud. Something is happening here. It's very encouraging and a very positive sort of atmosphere. I'm saying this because I'm generally a very shy person. I don't speak a lot, so it was there. I had a lot to learn. from speeches, from people, the way you talk, the experiences that you share, from the way you pronounce English. I mean, it's fantastic, Ravina, and the insight he has on a lot of things, and the stories that you share. So it was overall a very good experience for me. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Ashish. Next, I'll invite Shine Ahmed on stage, please.
This was a wonderful meeting. I think I can remove my hesitation while joining this Toastmasters meeting. So it gave me a lot of to learn new things and how to speak and how to communicate with large gathering. So that's. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Next, I'll invite Ayushi.
So hello everyone, my name is Ayushi. I came here last week also, as I mentioned, and as you all know about my weakness now, as Toastmasters, I will also make that question of it. So let me talk a lot about something more about me. Why I decided to come here as a guest speaker. I talked about it last time also, that I was very impressed the way the all the community members of Toastmasters spoke last time. Toastmaster Lavina gave us speech, and Toastmaster Saurabh gave us speech, and he gave us a table topic for some ad related that time. So I was really happy that there is a community that focuses so much on speaking, because as during my school years, my college years, I was really passionate and interested in public speaking. So it was really great to find a community that focuses so much on your speaking skills, on your gestures. And then, as Sir rightly mentioned, that he was transported back to his childhood. And my childhood was certainly much nearer than his. But I also forgot about my childhood or my school days when I used to give speeches and debates. So it is really great, to see people of the same community, that the people who have the same interest and love and passion for speaking. So it's really great to join such a community, and I really look forward to joining it and become a Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ayushi. Lastly, I'll invite Dish on stage,
Well, even though this is my second time coming here, I don't feel new for even 1 second. Now I'm not new, right? So as I told you earlier, like I'm preparing for my masters right now, and I had to break the monotony in the preparation, right? So I decided why not do it with some productive activity only. So I joined the Toastmasters, and I'm extremely enjoying it. And the favorite part of the Toastmaster session is the evaluation part. Like, that's extremely thorough. And today I also got to learn the flaws in my speech, and I hope to learn from it and improve it in my next speech. Thank you.
Okay, that's it for the 350th meeting. Now we have the winners, and to distribute the certificates, I'll invite the Toastmaster of the day, please.
Me? Have to make one more certificate. Okay, so the best auxiliary role player. Can we have someone taking photograph, please? So, any guesses for the best auxiliary role player?
Sahil.
Without any doubt, Toastmaster Sahil. Okay, then we have the best evaluator. Any guesses?
Sahil.
Sahil again. Toastmaster Sahil. So while he is outgoing, he is really outstanding. And the best table topic speaker. Any guesses?
Ayushi.
Of course, guest Ayushi, please. Okay, thank you, Ayushi. We have now the best role player. Any guesses?
Shahid.
Toastmaster Lavina.
Thank you.
Now we have a tie among the best speakers. So any guesses for that?
Hassan.
Okay, it's a tie. Anyone else?
Amit.
So okay, I'll break the first best speaker name. It's Toastmaster Lavina. And she's having a tie with Toastmaster Hassan. With this, I bring this meeting to an end. We'll have the next meeting next Saturday, same time, same place. You have a great weekend. Thank you so much. So if you are interested in joining the club, please stay for a few minutes. I'll have a word with you.